The international break is in full swing, and despite us being 9 points behind in the league, it's starting to get to the point where we miss Rangers on our screens. Whilst the Gers won't be back in action until April the 1st, there is still news to discuss with regards to the Rangers and their players. In today's video we will discuss why Rangers could be financially boosted after latest European plans have been revealed, whilst also going through all the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we get into the video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Rangers content. Brian Laudrup believes it is a real shame that Rangers and Celtic have agreed to have no away fans at Old Firm clashes for the remainder of the season. Fan safety and security issues have led to the decision by both clubs to have home supporters only for the match at Celtic Park on April the 8th, and the post-split game at Ibrox, a date yet to be determined. Both Glasgow clubs are understood to be working to find a solution for next season. Reacting to the situation in the Daily Mail, Laudrup said, "The decision not to allow away fans at the remaining 2 Old Firm league matches is a real shame. I understand there is safety issues, you don't want people to get hurt. But when I was at Rangers, these games are so intense, so hyped and world famous, because the atmosphere was absolutely sensational. It's terrible that there'll be no away fans allowed. These games are televised all over the world, and it's a fantastic advert for Scottish football. That changes with no away fans. The atmosphere will be different, and it will also be tougher for teams playing away from home. When we went to Celtic Park, we knew it would be a tough fight, but we had our supporters there and that made a huge difference. Away teams will no longer have their 12th man." On the derby itself, Laudrup added, "The Old Firm is just an incredible derby. I remember being stunned when I played the AC Milan vs Inter derby in Serie A. We were on the bus going to the San Siro and we saw Inter Milan fans with flags and AC Milan fans with flags. Then I noticed that some cars had an Inter Milan flag hanging out the left side and an AC Milan flag hanging out the right side. I was so confused, so I asked one of my Italian teammates and he told me it was normal in Italy to have AC Milan fans and Inter Milan fans in the same family and they drive together to the game. When I joined Rangers, I realised that was certainly not the case in Scotland. The Milan derby was huge in Italian football, but it was nowhere near the atmosphere and intensity of Rangers vs Celtic, that's for sure."
Just a quick one before we get back into the video, guys. We've released our brand new merchandise. We've got our Graham Souness Tim Scalping t-shirts, along with our Michael Beale Stan Smith tees. Do shop the collection by going to rfcclothing.com or going down into the link in the description. Let's get back into today's video.
Rangers are reportedly running the rule over defender Jonathan Panzo. It's said that the Ibrox club have scouted the centre-back who is currently on loan with Coventry City from Nottingham Forest. Michael Beale was aiming to strengthen his squad in various areas this summer. The Daily Record says Panzo, who's 22 years old, is very much one of the players on his radar. The England under-21 international moved to the City ground from Dijon last year. He was immediately sent to Coventry on loan. He's been an impressive figure at the back for the Championship side. Panzo is familiar to Beale, having worked under him while coming through the academy ranks at Chelsea. He has since moved abroad from senior spells with French sides Monaco and Dijon before he returned to the Premier League new boys Forest. It's not yet known how willing Forest would be to sell Panzo, so another loan move could be on the cards for the central defender. Rangers are monitoring his situation closely, but do have other key defensive targets ahead of the summer window. The Ibrox scouting team have been out in force looking at targets south of the border and all across Europe. Beale has already made it clear he will look to freshen up his squad over the summer, with the likes of Alfredo Morelos, Ryan Kent, Alan McGregor, Ryan Jack and Scott Arfield all out of contracts in the coming months. Rangers could receive major benefits should they join a new-look European Super League, the chief executive of the project has claimed. Company A22, who also promoted the controversial Super League plans in 2021, are planning an open-access continental competition. Chief Executive Bernard Ricard has claimed he has held talks with 50 European clubs and stakeholders in order to develop 10 principles that will be the foundation of the new tournament. However, Ricard did not reveal whether Rangers were among the clubs spoken to over the plans, citing confidentially agreements over limited information on club correspondence. He told the PA news agency, "Analysing the situation of top Scottish clubs, the situation they're in is quite comparable to other European leagues, where domestic revenues are not sufficient to grant competitiveness on bigger European stages. Although they have every condition to be one of the big European clubs, football tradition, a modern stadium, passionate fan base, historic track record and trophies. What can change for big clubs and small leagues was one of the essential assessments we did over the course of the last 6 months. The developers are planning a 60 to 80 team multi-divisional setup with at least 14 European matches per season for clubs involved. When asked what the benefits of A22's proposal might be to Scotland's top clubs, Rijkaard said, "I see a big opportunity in a multi-divisional system, which is granting access to 60 or 80 clubs to have a strong second column of revenue you can build your ambition on. Currently the recurrent, solid competition you're building your project on is your domestic league. If those big clubs in smaller countries would have a chance of a stronger, more sustainable, more predictable European footprint, with a guaranteed amount of matches ahead of the new season they qualified for, that could actually give them, step by step, an opportunity to have more meaningful European paths and build that project and their European ambition on something which is more predictable. It's more stable than qualifying for the Champions League or trying to go through the previous rounds of qualification. Because for a lot of clubs, the Champions League and the other UEFA competitions are far from being wide open. A22 said last month that its proposed competition would be open to at least clubs from the 27 EU member states, but Rijkaard did not believe Brexit would be a barrier to Scottish clubs joining if they wanted to. It's not an exclusive project, it's an inclusive project, Rijkaard said. We mentioned the 27 because our legal certainty on what we can build and innovate will be binding for the 27 EU member states, after the UEFA Champions League ruling and from where we try to design an attractive, appealing project for the territories beyond the 27 as well. Former Rangers coach Roy McKay has landed his first job since leaving Rangers. The Dutchman, who was part of Giovanni van Bronckhorst's Ibrox backroom team, has joined and taken over as head coach of the FC Bayern World squad. The new position will see McKay support young players from all over the world in their bid to become professional footballers. McKay, who won 2 league titles with Bayern as a player, will be head coach of the under-19 side alongside Klaus Ockenheiler and Christopher Lock as the world squad goes from trials to training and onto a match against the Bayern Munich under-19 team. Previous world squad members have gone on to sign professional deals with various football clubs, with Daniel Francis signing a contract with Bayern Munich after going through the process. 6 players in the process last year have since made their debuts for the clubs this year. McKay said on his new role, "I'm looking forward to this unique challenge of working with young players from all over the world and different cultures. We want to get the best out of every player in this elite football project and offer them the best possible platform at FC Bayern Munich to get close to their dream of being a professional footballer." Hassan Salahamidzic, FC Bayern Munich's board member for sport, commented, "We're very proud of how the FC Bayern World Squad project has developed on sporting level during the first 2 years. Now we're very keen to see if 1 or 2 talents have the potential to make the step up again this year and can use it as a springboard for their career. Roy McKay, with his phenomenal experience as a player at the highest level for many years, will be a valuable aid to the talents." FC Bayern board member for marketing, Andreas Young, added, "The FC Bayern World Squad has established itself as a great stage for talents. With this initiative, our club is promoting global football youth development together with Volkswagen. Players from countries that in some cases are structurally weak are given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. On top of that, we're making a general contribution to cultural exchange as talents from different nations are brought together by a pioneering international project. The FC Bayern World Squad represents the core values of our club: diversity, tolerance and cohesion." Rangers fans, what do you make of the European Super League? And would you be in favour of Rangers joining it? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of the video, guys. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Rangers content. Thank you, take care, peace.